Hello again, everyone. My name is Larissa, and I'm back again to talk about pricing for photographers. In my last video, I gave you kind of a brief overview of pricing and how to look at your net instead of your gross profit when you're looking at structuring your price list as a photographer. So today we're going to go into more detail on the specifics of how to go about getting that price list to where you need it to be, and hopefully help you develop a stronger price list for your business. All right, guys, so you want to go full time with your photography, and you need to be able to make enough money with your photography as you do at your current day job. As an example, we're going to use an income of $40,000 and walk through the process step by step to get you from that $40,000 a year annual salary goal to the individual pricing packages that you deliver to your clients and your pricing menu. To calculate out what you need to charge for your prices, you need to figure out how much you need to make per month, and then per week, and then per hour. And then you need to multiply that a little bit to cover costs for the extra time and the extra expenses associated with running a business. Okay, to start, we're going to take that $40,000 and we're going to divide it by 12 because there are 12 months in the year, and that tells us our monthly income that we need to make. In the case of $40,000, that monthly income is about $3,300. Now we're going to take that $3,300 and divide it by 4 because we need to know how much we need to make per week, and there's about 4 weeks in a month. So that total is about $825. The next step is to take that $825 that we're wanting to make per week and divide it into the number of hours we want to work per week. In this case, we're going to say we want to work 50 hours. So let's take that $825 and divide it by 50. Our total is then $16.50. Too excited and go frolicking off in the park taking pictures for $16 an hour, wait until you hear the rest, because there is more, and it's really important to the success of your business. It's important to note that that $16.50 is not actually profit yet. That's just what you're going to be taking home per hour for your time. Now we need to add in the money that the business needs to function. All of the overhead and maintenance costs, the growth costs, and the cost of materials needed to be added into that $16.50 before we come up with our pricing guide. Start by looking at the extra costs associated with running a business. Any business has general overhead costs: utilities, rent, costs for your software, updating your computer, fixing your hard drives, purchasing equipment and lenses, making sure that you have new filters and different educational stuff for you as a photographer to do a better job at what you do. All of that needs to be tied into the costs that you charge your client as well. So we're going to have to take that $16.50 and multiply it times 2 to cover those general growth and maintenance costs. Costs are up to now $33 per hour, but that's not it yet. We need to also add in some money to pay you for the time that you're doing stuff that isn't directly related to a client. What I mean by that is there are 2 types of time that you have to pay yourself for. There's the time that you're spending on a client related to a session, and then there's the time that you're doing just regular business stuff to keep your business running. Those are what I call billable and non-billable hours. It's important for you to have those non-billable hours or your business wouldn't be able to function, but you only really get paid when you're doing your billable work. Billable is all of the time that you spend with your client doing stuff related to their session. This can include scheduling the session, shooting the session, editing the session, traveling to and from the session, packing and unpacking your gear for your session, doing the sales appointment with your client after the session, and then ordering the pictures that they chose from their sales appointment, and finally packaging and delivering all of those pictures. Your non-billable work is the time that you spend doing things that aren't directly related to a session or a client, but you still need to be paid for doing them, like fixing your hard drive when it fails, again, or answering phone calls and emails, scheduling some advertisements, marketing campaigns, social media, blogging, all of that. You need to be paid for your time doing that, but your client isn't directly associated with that. So what we have to do is take the money that we need to make for those non-billable hours and build them into the cost that we charge the client whenever they pay us for our session. All right, so we've covered doubling the total hourly wage by 2 to cover the cost for maintenance and growth of your business. And now we need to double it again to cover all of those unbillable hours that you will be working. This brings our total from $33 to $66 an hour that we need to make. This is our minimum billable hourly wage that we need to get every time we're doing anything associated with a session. All of those billable hours that we talked about, the scheduling, the emailing, the actual session, the shooting, all of that. So we're going to take all of those hours and we're going to add them up. Usually photographers end up with a number somewhere between 6 and 8. For the sake of this example, we're going to go with 7 and multiply 7 times that $66 an hour that we need to make. So basically, you need to make $462 profit when you shoot a session in order to maintain your goal of making $40,000 a year income. One of the most popular options that I see people doing that's not really the best is they'll take all the images and put them on a disk or a flash drive and deliver that to the clients. Now that we figured out you need to charge nearly $500 for your session, you need to think about whether or not your market or the people who are looking for those images on a disk are really going to be willing to pay $500 for nothing but a disk. Another popular option for pricing is to do in-person sales appointment. With that, you'll bring your clients back in and you'll show them what the pictures would look like on their walls. You'll show them products and different things they can do with their photos that maybe they hadn't even considered. This is a really high-touch kind of option, offers your clients a more one-on-one personal experience and guides them through a process that maybe they would like some help with. Let's go ahead and put together a sample package for our in-person sales appointment. So to build our package, what we need to do is we take that $462 that we need to make and we add some extra products to it. So we're not just handing over the digital file. Our baseline income is $462 that we need to make. Let's add to that $150 worth of materials in albums and wall prints and things that we add to our package to make it appealing to our clients. Now we're at about $612 that we need to charge for that package. It's important to keep in mind that if you include things like albums or cards that require design work, you need to be actually counting that time as well towards your billable hourly rate. Okay, just to recap, we're trying to make an income of $40,000 a year working 50-hour weeks. We've come up with a package that's about $600. So what we'll need to do is make a couple other packages, one just a little lower and one just a little higher. Those should be around like $400 and $700. And then what the result is that we'll have some options for our clients and hopefully average that middle package. If you consistently shoot sessions and they average right in that middle package, then you're making your billable hourly rate wage that you need to charge, and your hourly income will be what it needs to be so that you can make that $40K a year. There's one last option I want to go over with you, and it's the one that I actually have chosen for my business, and that is to streamline my workflow so that I'm not spending a large amount of time with each and every client. By doing this, I'm able to charge less per session and still make a really good income. It's kind of a cross between that shoot and burn style and the in-person sales style. And that's kind of a hybrid version where you're giving the clients the digital files, but you're building your packages up front with other goods to make them more valuable to the clients. Additionally, you cut down as much time as possible in the workflow so that you're able to charge less and shoot more sessions. Everyone's going to have an opinion on how you should do it or what works for them in their market, but that doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing. You can build your packages, try different things out, see what your market responds to, and as long as you're making the hourly wage, it doesn't matter what structure you choose to go with. Love to hear feedback from you guys. What are you guys doing for your pricing? What are methods and ways that you found work for you and what doesn't work for you? Definitely share that in the comments. I'm planning on doing a whole series on pricing, and we'll be looking at your comments for ideas on other videos that I can do to help everyone out. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great one. Bye.